I'd like to thank everybody for attending today's press conference. I'm so excited to be here in London. This is our first inaugural tentpole event outside of North America. I'd like to thank Ben, Mark, and the team at Channel 5, Spike TV, USA, Mr. Kevin K, and Mr. Craig Morris from Spike UK for supporting this inaugural launch. The time for the Spike UK broadcast will start at 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. on Channel 5. I'd like to thank our sponsors. We have Light Beer from Miller, Dave & Buster's, and Monster Energy Drink. I'd like to thank the O2 Arena for all their help and support. This has been a fight that has had a lot of twists and turns, but we think we're going to deliver an amazing fight for the UK fans this Saturday night. Thank you, McGarry, champion of the world. I'd like to also thank Eddie Dalba, who I don't believe is here right now, but Eddie is from Viacom International, and he's the one who secured the Bellator international distribution rights. We're now airing in 160 countries around the world, and we just landed a TV deal with Japan, with Abema TV. So this event will be the first event to be broadcast live in Japan, so fans of Bellator can watch this event live as well as on tape delay. I'd like to thank Corey Schaefer from the ISK and also Mike Mazzulli of the Mohegan Sun Commission in Connecticut for regulating this event. Health and safety first, and this makes that possible here in the UK. As many people know, in the United States we are regulated by the athletic commissions, and here we brought them in to act as our athletic commission. Mike Mazzulli will do all the testing. He's already done some pre-testing for some of the athletes. So whenever we travel, Mike Mazzulli and his team will be evaluating, retesting, and doing all the necessary steps to make sure that this is a fair and safe competition for all parties. When I look at this event, I think of a couple things. I think of our first show we did in Mohegan Sun about a year ago, which was called the British Invasion. And Liam fought on that card. We had all these great British fighters fighting on that card. And I said, wouldn't it be fun to go to the O2 Arena and put together a fight card that brought some of the best North American fighters here and kind of let the British fighters have a home field game, have a home game, so to speak. So that's exactly what we did. We planned for about, I want to say 8 months to put this fight together. And with that, we have some partners that I want to thank from Attack to make this happen, to make this possible, and that was Mr. Phil Williams, who I believe is here. Phil, if you just want to raise your hand. Phil, thank you very much. Paul Jackson, Andy Pierre, and Andy Orm. Without these gentlemen from Attack, this promotion would not have been possible, so thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And now, I think that we should introduce a fighter that really started this whole movement. Back in '93, he won UFC 1, and his father created MMA, or his family created MMA. And he's got a great story. I'd like to have Royce Gracie come out and just say a few words. Royce Gracie, please.
Got me over to England for about 15, 16 years already. But this time, I'm very excited because first time Bellator is here. We got a very good card. The English always put up a show. The fighters, not after, but before. Yep, I'm very excited. We got but don't take it for granted. The Brazilians, they come to fight. The Americans, yep. The opponents come to fight, so it's going to be a very good show. I'm very excited. Can't wait. Thank you.
And next we have another legend in the sport of mixed martial arts. Yeah, he's from Huntington Beach. They call him the bad boy. That's Mr. Tito Ortiz.
Thanks, Scott. Everyone loved it. Had an amazing time last night. It's awesome to see Bellator here. Last time I was here actually was in 2002 when the other company was here at Prince Albert Hall. It was an amazing time. great fights, and I expect the same thing on Saturday night. Bellator gives an opportunity to be one of the biggest stages in the world, and London, England is a place to be. And I'm lucky to be here amongst some great fighters, and hopefully we'll see some great knockouts. And see Matt Mitrione on the card, Paul Daley. It's Liam, all these guys, or excuse me, Lima. Confuse it. You're on my mind too much, dude. So. But at the end of the day, some great fights on Saturday night. Scott, thank you for bringing me out here, and hopefully we'll keep pushing this brand of Bellator, make it become one of the strongest brands in the world. Thank you.
And the last gentleman, he's a legend in the fighting sport, and you'll be surprised if you hear his background, not just boxing, but he was quite a wrestler, basketball player, football player, and I watched his whole career in boxing, you know, when he fought in the 90s, 80s, 90s, and that's Mr. Lennox Lewis.
How you guys doing? I'd like to welcome Bellator because, you know, Bellator is doing some great things around the world. I was actually at one of their fights and I was really excited to see, because I love combat sports, and you know, the way how they present it and everything with the big screens, and you know, it's all in front of your face. It's a great event. So I would tell everybody, don't miss it. Come out and see it and support fighting. You know, this is MMA fighting at the best. And Scott Coker's doing a great job with the company. So, you know, this is the first time in London, so don't miss it. All right, thank you.
So let's just get to the stars of our show now. This gentleman is a fighter that is very dear to me. He fought for me in Strikeforce, and arguably, probably some of the greatest fights I've ever seen in person was with this gentleman fighting here, and he's from the UK, and his name is Paul Daley.
Well, I'm normally better with questions coming at me, so I'll try and keep this little speech short. But thanks to Scott, since he's been in charge of Bellator, I'm sure a lot of you press will agree that it's done fantastic things. It's a great production. He put some fantastic cards, and we've got a massive card coming to you on Saturday at the O2 in London. You know, it's not the fight that we wanted. We know what we wanted, what was meant to be one of the spectacles of the night, Semtex versus Mr. Josh Koscheck. But for me personally, this is a much bigger fight. You know, Douglas Lima's an extremely dangerous guy, former champion, and yeah, it's time for me to show them what England's all about, represent the country, defend the land, and knock this fucker out.
Like Paul stated, he will be fighting our former champion in the welterweight division, and this fight will have title implications, so whoever wins this fight will get a title shot at Kreshkov sometime down the line. And the next fighter that Paul Daley will be fighting is Mr. Douglas Lima.
I just want to thank, Scott, Bellator for this opportunity. It's a huge show here in London, and I'm very excited to headline, against Daley. It's going to be a very explosive fight. I'm ready. Been training for this since January. I'm healthy, and can't wait to put on a show for you guys. So, thank you.
And this next gentleman that we're going to introduce just fought 3 weeks ago, had his first fight as a free agent, coming from the other organization to Bellator in the heavyweight division. He won by knockout, and his name is Matt Mitrione.
What's going on, everybody? I haven't been here in 20 years. It's an awesome experience to be back. I had my son Jacob with me. It's an awesome experience to get out here and really get all the hospitality of that everybody's offered. It's been an incredible situation. I'm happy for the sport, for the brand, that we can all get out here, spread our name a little bit more, put on a hell of a show for you guys on Saturday night. and do work, man. I'm excited. I'm in great shape. Obviously, I just fought a couple weeks ago, and I can't wait to get out there, put on a show, put hands on Oli, and let the world know I'm the best heavyweight in this division. Appreciate it, y'all.
And Matt's opponent, when we reshuffled the deck here 3 weeks ago, we had him on in St. Louis. He's quite a character, and I know that he's one of the best fighters in the UK heavyweight division. And that's Mr. Oli Thompson.
Hey guys, thank you for coming. So it's a real pleasure to be here, fighting the big show. I'm really enjoying the fight week. And everything that comes with it, being amongst these great fighters, everyone here. It's been a good journey for me, working my way up from when I started, a few highs and lows to where I'm a real role now, and I've got my own identity now, so I'm really looking forward to showing you on the big stage and displaying that on Saturday night on Bellator. And I've got a very legitimate opponent in Matt, and that's exactly what I wanted. I didn't want any nobodies. I wanted to come out and show what I've got against someone who's very capable, and that's what I've got. So don't miss the show, it's going to be explosive.
This next gentleman from Brazil has fought for Strikeforce and been fighting for me for the last 10 years, with a couple of years of break in between, but he's a very dangerous fighter. He is capable of fighting anybody at any level, and that's Mr. Evangelista Cyborg.
Boa tarde, para mim é uma grande satisfação estar de volta a Londres depois de 10 anos. Eu agradeço ao Bellator por essa grande oportunidade que eles estão me dando.
Good afternoon. I'm so happy to be here in London after 10 years, and I'm really glad to the opportunity to fight for Bellator again. Thank you so much.
And you know, first time I saw this gentleman fight, I was like, wow. He reminds me, I keep saying to myself, this guy is the Michael Jackson of MMA, because he'll beat you up and then he'll dance on you. So, you know, he is one of the top prospects in Bellator, and this fight will definitely have some title implications in the future. He's in a very stacked weight class, but we think he has a ton of potential. And this fight will probably be the toughest fight, you know, of his career, fighting a seasoned veteran like Mr. Santos, and that's Mr. MVP.
Well, what can I say, man? I'm crazy excited about this event. I'm definitely going to be putting on the biggest show I've ever put on. And if you know those that have seen me fight already, every single time I step out there, I'm putting a show. It's hashtag MVPTV. It's always about me, man. I don't care who the main event is. I'm putting on the biggest show when I step out. Everyone's going to be talking about me afterwards. So don't blink, don't miss the show.
And a fighter that we're very excited to see fight, one of Ireland's top prospects, Mr. James Gallagher.
What's up, guys? Good to be here. It's my first fight underneath Bellator. 19 years old. I come from Strabane. They call me the Strabanimal. Yeah. And I'm going to be proud here to represent where I come from on Saturday night. I'm going to make a statement to the rest of the division, and I'm not here to mess around. Thanks.
And the last fighter here, who's a very interesting character. I got to meet him, super charismatic, and you know, making his comeback. And he's the entertainer of London, from what I understand, Mr. Alex Reid.
I like the word interesting. It's great to be here. And it's actually, I mean, 3 months ago I couldn't walk properly. And I was talking to some of the guys backstage. I've been forward in 4 years. The most exciting thing in my current life has been fighting. It's the biggest high, it's the lowest low. And what better way to get fit and healthy, challenge yourself. When I got the call, you know, do you want to be on Bellator? Whoa! Can't hardly walk properly at the moment, but couldn't sleep for a week. in that week, I was contemplating if I had a time machine, go in the future, ask a 50-year-old Alex Reid, what would you do to a 40-year-old Alex Reid? Do it, mate. Get in there and get yourself fit and healthy. Give it a go. So this is what I'm doing. Guess what? I'm getting paid to do something I love. I've never felt more alive. I've oiled this roller coaster, and the roller coaster is a little bit scary, but we all like a bit of fear in our life. So looking forward to getting on this roller coaster on Saturday night and showing what I've got.
Okay, so at this point, why don't we just open up for questions for any of the fighters or myself?
Just want to start with James. First of all, you get to the podium, you introduce yourself, and you get a massive cheer from Lennox Lewis over here. How does that make you feel?
Man, it's unbelievable. You know what I mean? Since I've been a young kid, since 13 years old, being something like this is always dreamed of. I come from a small town in Strabane, County Tyrone, and you know what I mean? Come out here in front of the legends like Lennox Lewis, Horace Gracie, and all this, and I'm blown away by it all. You know what I mean? I can't put into words right now how I'm feeling, but on Saturday night I'll make my performance do all the words for me. So I don't need to sit here and talk my performance will do it for me.
Obviously, the SBG camp is fully on the map because Conor McGregor is one of the biggest stars in the sport right now. Are you representing at 19 years old the next wave of fighters coming out of that camp?
Yeah, I'm the first of the new wave that has broke through, and I've been, do you know what I mean? If all the guys, like Conor, Gunnar Nelson, all these great stars and great role models for the likes of myself, but I'm only 19 years old and I'm now the first wave of the new age to break through, and there's going to be loads more behind me. But it's a great honour for me to represent my team and where I come from and be the first of the new age to come to this side of things and now start to take it to a new level and show what the new age is really like.
Scott, question for you. Obviously, Kimbo Slice was supposed to fight this weekend and tragically passed away. Are you, the fighters and the staff, still almost maybe perhaps going through some sort of mourning because this is the card he was supposed to fight on?
Yeah, that's always a tough situation, and Kimbo was a friend, and a close friend, and I think that over the last 2 years when we signed him, I mean, you develop a certain bond with these athletes, and it's not always a promoter-fighter relationship. Really, he is somebody that he treated us like family, we treated him like family, and I know he's looking down on us, and he's there for us in the corner, and he'll be there on Saturday night.
Question. One last question to Cyborg. Michael Page hasn't been defeated yet. What do you make of his performances, and what are you able to do, and what can you bring to the table that's going to give him some problems?
Na verdade, ele é um bom lutador, mas ele ainda não foi testado. Ele ainda não apanhou.
So the reality is a good fighter, but he never been tested. He never get a punch, real punch. And he not test his chin yet, and I'm gonna test his chin. I'm gonna see if he's capable to take my punch.
Michael, when you hear something like that, have you got a response for it?
I'm trying to test my chin, 1 second. I'm good, man. Again, he's an established fighter. I know that. And everyone's talking about, testing my chin, and so many people keep saying this about testing someone's chin. He has to know or have an answer to even get close to me. And he definitely doesn't have that. He should might as well walk him, go walk his stick, because he's not getting close to me. He's going to be that slow. That slow. No matter how strong somebody is, if they can't hit you, their power means nothing. End the story.
I want to throw that aside. Has he got a response for Michael to say?
Eu prefiro mostrar amanhã o meu poder, o que eu tenho para oferecer.
Instead of answer him, I prefer show him Saturday night and the power what I'm gonna show him.
Joshua for representing African MMA out of the Netherlands. First question is from Matt Mitrione. You fought 3 weeks ago. How does this quick turnaround feel? And what does it mean fighting here in London for the first time?
Okay, two-part question. First of all, I'm in great shape. I was in great shape before, so I'll be even in better shape. I had a little time to take a little time off, let my body recover, just from the camp, and then just do some cardio, make sure I sustain my level. And so I feel great, man. Everything's good. And I'm a fighter by nature. I'm a gladiator, so I'm only happy when I'm working. So, hell, man, give me a carrot, let me work. Don't sit me on the sidelines. Like, the wheels are gonna fall off. Let me work while they fall off instead of sitting on the sidelines and let them fall off. So that's how I feel about that. And I mean, it's awesome being in London, man. It's great. It's great. Like I said, it's great for the sport, great for the brand. I'm happy we're here, and I look forward to putting on a hell of a show.
Next question is Scott. After a successful European debut in Turin, now a bigger card here in London, are you already planning in 2017 to come back to those venues and maybe add some other countries like the Netherlands?
Yeah, you know what, the Netherlands has always been someplace I thought would be a great, not just maybe a company martial arts market. And you know, when I was working for K1, all the great fighters, Nestor Bruce, Tito Ortiz, Brendan Monjesny, all the champions came from the Netherlands. So I think it's just a matter of time. I know that we just signed a TV deal with Viacom in the Netherlands. And really our international expansion is really driven off of the local TV broadcast partner asking us to come to the market. And just like here with Spike UK and Channel 5, you know, inviting us to come host an event here, and here we are.
Last question for Semtex. Last year there was talk about a kickboxing match against Nicky Holzken. Is that still interesting?
Yeah, definitely. If he signs with Bellator Kickboxing, then, you know, he offered me the fight, and I never backed down from the fight, so I accepted the fight, and then all of a sudden he went quiet. So hopefully if he comes across the Bellator Kickboxing, then we can make the fight happen. You know, I respect Nicky. He is a pound for pound, in my opinion, best kickboxer there is out there. So I'd like to test myself against him.
Thank you.
Michael Morgan, World TV. Question for Paul Daley first off. Paul, I've attended a few open workouts, I've attended a few people punching pads. I've never seen anybody so worked up, so fired up. What was it in particular that has got you so, how can I put it, lively for this fight? Because some of the quotables which came out, you know, this guy, you know, he's couldn't stand the heat in the favela, so he's come over to America, and some of the other quotables, his head is so big, there's no way that I'm going to miss. What has exactly got you so fired up about Douglas Lima?
Well, I'm a motivated fighter anyway. First, I could fight anybody and find motivation to you know, to train hard. But I just feel that, you know, obviously respect is being given to Douglas Lima because he deserves the respect as a former champion. But I feel like people are sort of forgetting who is the A side here. I'm the guy who's been in this game for the longest. I'm the guy who's fought all the best guys out there. I'm the guy who's been knocking these guys out for the longest time. I'm the guy who went across the kickboxing and got a top 10 ranking, who went 7-0, knocking 6 of those guys out. I'm the A side, this is the B side. Douglas Lima is the B side. So I felt like, why I had the mic, I thought I'd let all you guys know, all the guys who have been writing these reports favouring Douglas Lima, even though the show's here in the UK, just to let them know. I think there was a few points that they've missed. And Saturday night, with the ease that I dispatched this guy, you know, there's going to be some new headline for it.
Now, Douglas, when you hear that, like close up and personal, how much of that kind of rankles with you, given, you know, your caliber and given your experience? How much of what Paul says is actually getting to you? Be honest with us.
Absolutely nothing. Yeah, I mean, I've been in this game for a long time, so, you know, he has a point. He fought a lot of better guys. You know, he's been in this sport for a long time, not only MMA but kickboxing. I respect that. But, you know, I train with world-class jiu-jitsu guys, strikers, Olympic wrestlers. You know, I know the game. I know the level. You know, I train with all of them. And the experience that he has is not gonna count because he's fighting me in 2016. Not when I started 10 years ago, a young kid. You know. But yeah, man, I'm ready. I'm ready for him. I'm ready for whatever he brings. And you know, don't miss it because I'm gonna finish in here. You know.
Moving on to Michael. The last time you were in front of the cameras, you were a little bit or a little less animated because you didn't have an opponent that you could actually stand across from and actually face. Now that the reality is here, it's you versus Cyborg, he's sort of revered. How much of that are you respectful of, and how much of that is something which you're going to use to actually make a statement?
That's the thing. For me, every opponent I've ever stepped in the cage with, or even on the mats when I was doing my kickboxing, I have to have respect for. You show them respect because that keeps you sharp. That keeps you focused. You don't underestimate anybody. Yeah, regardless of the history and regardless of what the media want to say, that this person's more credible or less credible. Everyone can throw a punch, especially in MMA and the small gloves that we wear. Any punch can change the game. So you have to respect everybody. And now that I have an opponent, it doesn't change anything that I need to do. For me, I feel like I'm the most dangerous person in that cage because I'm the unique fighter. He cannot find an opponent anywhere to dance in front of him and land strikes and land punches and land kicks, defend anything. He can't train for that. So the first time he's going to experience it is on Saturday. It's going to be very hard to find an answer at that particular time. It's going to be too late.
Hi, Louise for MMA Crazy. Okay, first Cyborg. Obviously, as Michael, you were just talking, Cyborg, he has a very unique style, MVP. So how have you been preparing for that?
Eu vou procurar não ser envolvido por esse jogo dele, me neutralizar e me correr o ritmo de luta. So I'm gonna put my game on him, and I'm not gonna play his game. You know, that's my question. I'm gonna put my game, and my game is gonna be there.
Have you had anyone to try and maybe emulate him at all in the preparations for this?
It's impossible.
Teve cara que faz o jogo dele, eu disse que impossível. Isso não é necessário. Sim, eu tive algumas pessoas que tentaram simular, mas treino é treino, luta é luta.
This is not necessary, you know, but of course I have some guys, you know, copy his game, but train is training, fight is fight. So I just want to show that Saturday night.
MVP said yesterday in the media from that you had never faced a beast like him. What do you think of those comments?
Você nunca lutou com um cara com o estilo dele. O que você tem a dizer sobre ele?
Eu digo mesmo pra ele nunca pegou um cara como eu. Essa é a minha número 50. Eu já passei por todas as dificuldades que um atleta pode encontrar dentro do ringue. Já lutei com os melhores lutadores desde a categoria 205.
The same thing, I'm telling the same thing for him. He never fought a guy like me, my style. You know, that's my 50th fight in my career. I'm passed for everything inside the ring, all the tests possible on my MMA career. So the same thing he said, like he never faced somebody like his style, he never faced somebody like my style too. He always fight with comfortable zone. He never fight with like an uncomfortable zone.
Do you want to respond to that?
No, not really. It's very easy to replicate Cyborg. I can get about 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 different MMA fighters to come down to our gym and replicate what Cyborg does. And again, it's impossible for him to replicate what I do. And that's the advantage that I have every time I step in the cage.
Okay, next question. James, obviously you're only 19 years old, you're 3-0. Explain, how did this opportunity come about for you?
Well, it was just before my last fight. my coach pulled me in and says that Bellator are looking at me and stuff, and then I went in then to my following fight that I lined up and put on another first round finish. And then I got my contract through, but I can see why every time I'm at Ireland, including amateur and professional, I go in and I finish everyone. Do you know what I mean? So why not start early? This is where I deserve to be, and why not get started early? People might say, oh, wait out until you get more experience and stuff, but I've had my first fight since I was 13 years old. This is my 22nd fight, including pro and amateur. So I feel like I've had all the experience in the world. I competed in karate for a while, I competed in a lot of jiu-jitsu competitions. That's 22 MMA fights this Saturday night, including pro and amateur. So I'm ready, this is where I deserve to be, and on Saturday night I'm going to prove that this is where I deserve to be, and I'm coming for the title.
Obviously being closely linked to SBG, Conor McGregor, do you feel any pressure at all, obviously, to perform?
No, I don't really feel, this is what I like to do, do you know what I mean? So why should I feel pressure to get in and do what I like to do, do you know what I mean? Like, people don't feel pressure to get up and go to work in the morning. Do you know what I mean? So why, this is fun to me, do you know what I mean? I don't feel pressure to go to the gym and train. I love going to the gym and train, and I put in the work when I'm in the gym. And then on Saturday night I'm going to show off my work and show what I've been doing in the gym, and make sure that I prove that all my work is paying off and show that I deserve to be here.
Question for Alex. Alex Reid, this is a comeback for you of sorts. Now, what's going to be the success factor for you on Saturday? Forget about the win, let's just have that as a given. But is there anything that you've actually listed in your mind's eye that you want to basically convince you that, one, this is a good idea to keep on doing this, but two, more importantly, you know, what is going to be your success factor for this fight?
There's two factors to that. Obviously, I want to inspire again people, because it's going to be not just martial arts media, it's going to be the mainstream media. Almost, I'm a bit Marmite for Americans, that's love it or hate you, in the mainstream UK media. So it's to remind people, hang on a minute, the guy, you know, he lays it all on the line. So that's publicly, but personally, I want to perform. I don't envision the fight competition going the distance, but I actually wouldn't mind, because I want to get in there and enjoy every moment of it. So I want to perform and just get some, I'm treating it like a workout. It's a bit of a heavy workout, but hey, and I want to have some fun. That's the main thing. That's me, to be smiling and happy. The last time I fought, 4.5 years ago, there was a lot of crap going on in the media for me, and I took to the cage almost like self-harm. Didn't train, just I took this fight that was on a BAMA card, and I was a miserable person. And I won the fight, but there's pictures, I've seen myself sitting in the corner between rounds, and I looked miserable. And it was just a distraction from my life. It's very different now. Now I'm looking at life a little bit more mature, and I want to go in there and enjoy it. And I already have in my mind 1,000 times. So it's about enjoying it. That to me would be a success. And I say I'm doing this, you know, as a catalyst to restart my career. Ultimately, I'm doing it for myself, just to be fit and healthy. I was thinking, it's quite negative early on, because I was saying 2-3 months ago I couldn't walk properly. I couldn't, I was hobbling around. And I like a challenge from a challenger. So I got the offer to fight on Bellator. Well, that's a big challenge. And guess what, I walk fine now, and got aches and pains elsewhere, but that's part of it, this whole experience, enjoying it.
One final question, just for James. James, when you came in, I must say, when you took to the podium, there were echoes of someone who obviously is quite verbose, is someone who we've all come to know as come with a moniker, we're here to take part, we're here to take over, not to take part. Now, what actually differentiates you from Conor McGregor? Because I have to say there's certain similarities. The tattoo you've got on your stomach, what differentiates you from Conor McGregor?
You said about tattoo. He's got a tattoo of a lion on his belly. I don't. It's too different.
Okay, the animals are different, but what I'm saying, okay, in terms of outlook, in terms of the way that you are as a fighter, what differentiates you from Conor McGregor?
We're completely two different humans, you know what I mean? It's not like, I don't see myself like Conor at all, being actually just around him at all. We're very different personalities. Conor's a lot more outgoing than I am, and he's just a lot very different. And if you know Conor personally, you know that we're very different people. I'd kind of more see myself more like Conor Nelson or someone like that when we're around each other and stuff, like we're good friends and stuff, but I don't think I'm very like Conor at all. So I don't know. It's that.
Question for Paul. Paul, when we spoke last week, you said that part of the agreement for taking the Lima fight in place of Koscheck was the fact that you were going to get a guaranteed title shot, but you were a bit unhappy with the fact that it wasn't promoted as such. Now that Scott's come out here and kind of officially said the winner of this fight will get a title shot, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think it's great that it's now been made public, and you know, I have great faith in Bellator, so I was always driven by that proposal anyway. So yeah, it's great that everybody else knows it, and maybe we get a few more extra viewers or sell a few more tickets now that there's something so big on the line. So yeah.
Obviously, the Koscheck fight is still a big fight out there, but if your trajectory is going towards the title, can you see the Koscheck fight happening now?
For me, the Koscheck fight, it's just something that happened. You know, he was long in, way back in my memory. You know, until he signed for Bellator, and then you know, it's a fight that does make great sense. You know, as Scott said when he was promoting it, you know, there was that genuine rivalry, and I had genuine dislike for the guy. But you know, I'm here to be the champion, so that has always been my priority. If he continues to fight and he has a few fights and wants to take a shot at the belt once I get it, then yeah, then we'll make the fight happen. But you know, for me, the fight is gone. You know, he's had his opportunity, and it was an opportunity. You know, it was an opportunity for him. He lost his last 5 fights. You know, I'm riding high in kickboxing and in MMA, you know, for a long time. So we'll see.
Question for Douglas as well. Douglas, when we spoke last week, you know, obviously revealed that you had stem cell surgery on your knee, and you were close to perhaps retiring and thinking about other jobs outside of MMA. Being at a press conference like this, just a few days away from headlining, you know, Bellator's first, you know, event in London at the O2 Arena, how are you feeling about this fight emotionally, mentally right now?
Yeah, feeling really good. You know, I'm just honestly happy to be healthy. You know, one more time. You know, like I told you before, if I were to fight like I did my last, you know, I'll call it quits. But you know, thank Bellator for hooking me up with the right doctor. I'm back to 100%. Just exciting, you know. Even more headlining a show like this, like you said, you know, it's a huge show, you know, here in London, and it's gonna make the most of it, man. Just very happy to be healthy and doing what I love.
My question for Paul, just saying hello from Daley side. It's your first time fighting back in the UK for a long time. How excited are you to be fighting back?
Yeah, I'm really excited. You know, some of my best performances when I'm here fighting in the UK. The majority of my career, I've been fighting abroad. You know, and you kind of used to not getting. You get used to not having the crowd on your side. And I'm still picking up these victories, and I'm still performing. But if you look at my performances when I perform in the UK, they're definitely, and even the open workout, maybe that's where some of the intensity and the drive came from, is that I am at home and I do feel the energy, and I feel the support from everybody, and I'm going to have my friends there, my family there, you know, get to see me fight often, my students, you know, as well as the support of the UK. So, you know, I feel great. You know, I'm in good spirits, and I'm ready to put on one of the best performances of my career.
Okay, and now obviously that we've learned that this fight has title winning implications, how much more motivated are you to win in this fashion? That's what you said the last time we spoke.
Yeah, like I said, when I chose to fight Douglas Lima, that was one of my main motivations. the fact that he was a former champion and the fact that it had title implications was one of the motivating factors anyway. So, like I say, it's just that now everybody else is aware of that situation. But you know, with or without the title shot, you have to be motivated to fight a guy like Douglas. He is a former champion. He does come in to finish fights, so it's motivating anyway.
And one more people, what can your fans expect to see from you on Saturday night?
Yeah, as I said, Saturday night you're going to see one of the best Paul Semtex Daley performances ever. I perform the best when I'm in the UK. I perform the best when I'm feeding off that crowd, and I just think that Douglas doesn't know that I'm a little bit faster than I look on footage. I'm a little bit stronger than I look on footage. He thinks experience doesn't count for much, but it counts for a hell of a lot. And my ground game's a little bit better than he thinks. So, and I have the same faith with mustard seed, and it only takes just something really little to change the whole outcome of the situation. And all those little things that he thinks I'm not so good at, he's going to see Saturday night that what he believes is a complete myth.
Great. Okay, we'll wrap it up. A couple bullet points. So tomorrow, weigh-ins will be at Cafe de Paris in Piccadilly Square. Is that correct? And then the Riley's featuring Lima, Hoyce Gracie, Tito Ortiz, and Fedor Emelianenko will be signing autographs at Riley's from 6 to 8 o'clock. And last but not least, our doors open at 5 p.m. Is that correct? 5 p.m. 4:30. So doors open at 4:30. 5:30 is the first start. And yes, Gina.
Yeah, it's in Leicester Square.
It's in Leicester Square. That's Riley's, right? Riley's is in Leicester Square. No. Okay, Cafe de Paris. So I'm getting it mixed up. Sorry about that. Thank you, Lennox. You're the man. But
Scott.
You know what? What do you get? What do you get?
I got your back.
No, I haven't.
Way back.
So if you would like to attend the weigh-ins or the autograph session, please let your fans know and come see Danny Brennan for all the details. But the other thing is at the O2 Arena, tickets are still available. Limited tickets are still available, and go to the box office if they'd like to purchase tickets to the fights. If not, and they're further out of London, you can please watch on Spike UK and Channel 5. Thank you very much.